Everybody, welcome back to Playspot as usual. I'm having my guy again, which is Mesh. It's been a while with Mesh on this channel. So we have Azam FC talking about Salam. Is he going to leave as he's actually top target for Kaizer Chiefs? And they actually said there is a release clause, which is too much if I can tell, to be honest. And we have also Dion Horry. Seems like he's leaving Orlando Pirates, and we have the rumor of Ivanga going to Kaizer Chiefs. Let me just bring my guest there, which is Mesh. Mesh, how are you, brother?
Mula, how are you?
Ngimnandi njaya mwena.
No, man. Standard.
Where? So look at it, bruh. As we're still talking about, let's start with what do you call Salam. We know this boy we've been targeting, because we've been targeting for the long time right now, and he left with 1 year on his contract, and we're receiving news that they are actually trying to um they're trying for him to sign a new contract, I mean, which is ending actually on the 2026, and they are trying to give him another 1 year on the contract, and they are promising a lot of money. And actually, but if you want him, you must pay around 53 million. So how do you see this one?
Hey, yeah, no, it's a big 10 of events.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit tough. Um, I think also it's like, hey, we don't know how this one can be worked on, you know. But again, it's still possible to be done in terms of maybe him waiting out for until his contract is finished. But yeah, man,
But I think
those amounts sometimes
yeah,
they,
I
they
think the
don't make
club is
sense.
just making
Yeah,
some
yeah,
stuff like PSL teams.
yeah. No, they trying to hold on to the player. So, but then sometimes you can end up like PSG where you hold on to Mbappe, then you lose him for free.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Or like Trent. So, but we don't know his ambition. We don't know the individual player. We don't know the heart of the player where it is.
But bruh,
We don't know.
if you are saying that, but as Junior, what do you call Mick Junior, has stated that he actually didn't sign, and he told them that he want to leave. So it shows that there is actually a little bit thing which is happening, maybe a tension yana. You understand?
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. That's something that we can always suspect in football, especially during transfer windows.
Mm-hmm.
Players not even going to training. It's one of the ways they use to protest.
Mm-hmm.
By asking for a transfer. So you also have to understand that the club is looking at it in this way that okay, this player is an asset to the team.
Mm-hmm.
So if we lose him, we are probably losing 50% of the job that we have done in terms of how good the team is playing.
Yes.
Because someone like him will be very hard to replace. So I think they are looking at that angle, and then maybe the player feels like I've done enough for the team. I've played my part, and I want to move on.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So I think that he's also allowed that opportunity. He has a right to be ambitious,
Mm-hmm.
and we can see his ambition. And I hope that his ambition is in line with what we are also trying to achieve. And with the story of like passion and all, he's able to join with Nabi. But at the end of the day, whoever gets him, they'll be lucky to get him.
Effect, effect, my brother. I really like it when you say whoever is going to get it, you are giving other teams opportunity. You understand? If they can get him, that's lucky because he's a good player. So, bruh, without wasting time, I'm moving to also to let me just jump into Dion Horus issue right now, as there was a trend of yesterday that they saw something which is from South Africa to Cairo. We're talking about the flight. You understand? He posted. So people are suspecting that now this is the time for Dion Hotto to leave Orlando Pirates. Seems like they didn't trigger the contract.
Yeah, that's another player that's very, very good. Uh, Again, yeah, man, I think football has evolved. If
Yeah,
you look
man.
at the number of players that are free agents now and the quality that they are, I think over the years there's been a lot of talent moving around. So yeah, Dion Otto is another one, national team player. Um, CAF, AFCON, played
Yeah.
everywhere.
It can gives you defensive and also offensive at the same time.
Yes, strong player, very, 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 agile, and is very, he's got a lot of stamina. So that's also a positive. That means that you can be a team that plays past 100 past 90 minutes when you have such quality in the team. So he aids the team in a lot of ways, especially also with cup competitions. A player that's always there, like, the energy is always there. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that that's another one that is a good player. Then I believe that whoever gets him, they'll be lucky to get him.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand. So if you think Kaizer Chiefs had an opportunity to sign Dion Hotto, were you going to?
Ish, I think of the three, you know, with 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 um with like with these foreign spots that are available in the team
Mm-hmm.
for Chiefs and the ones that they are trying to get, I wouldn't use it on Hotto.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think that we need new energy, something that we also haven't seen in the Premier League, or someone we haven't seen in the Premier League, to come into the team and offer something entirely different. So I think for me that's the only thing. But in terms of, would he add to the team? Yes, he would definitely add. But I just believe that, I rather use I rather Chiefs use this on either getting an attacker from outside, especially with Salum now, with this $3 million release clause,
Mm.
something that seems, a little bit out of place, because I don't think there's a team in their own league that can afford that. You know. Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
That's true,
You
man.
know,
That's true.
it doesn't make sense. You see,
Yes.
so I think sometimes opportunities are there and then opportunities close, and then time is also very important. So I think that if things are as they are, where the team tries to keep him and they do everything that they can, and it forces maybe for the sale of the player to be delayed and maybe he leaves on a free,
Mm.
I think that
And you
I
gave an
would rather.
example of Mbappe, how PSG they flopped.
Yes, so I would rather have us still have options, like where we can't get Salum, but we brought in two attackers from outside the country.
Mm-hmm.
Can be from Europe, can be from, South America, can be from wherever, but as long as it's two attackers from outside the PSL.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a big pool of free agents in the PSL that are really, really good. I think that we can cover those other spots with those players, but exercising the finances, it would be great if it was exercised looking for talent outside of the country, because it will be easier to sign outside
Mm.
than in the PSL. So
Yes.
rather those spots or that foreign spot is used on someone that we don't know entirely than to use it on someone like, although he's a good player, but I think that he can be predictable too, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't want us to fail to sign up front, because I feel like that's more important,
Mm-hmm.
that, and also the middle, that's more important than
Mm-hmm.
the defense at the current moment. So again, that left back position also for Chiefs is not occupied.
Yes.
It would still make sense to take him, but
Yes.
at the end of the day, rather people that we don't know.
Mm-hmm. I know. I think you have just said it, and everybody who is listening right now, if you have actually guys watched until this time, make sure that you just drop your comments and tell me what you think about signing Dion Hotto. And bruh, the last guy, which is Ivanga, we have been talking about this guy, if you still remember.
Yeah, I remember we did one where it was free agents that can be signed.
Yes, yes, true, it's true. So
Yeah,
I was asking that is this true that Chiefs they are about to sign him, and I think you gave me some updates earlier on.
yeah, no, I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh yeah,
I doubt.
you doubt.
I think, yeah, there was something I saw online, I think,
Yeah,
with um the sporting director,
yeah.
saying that
Mm.
no, it's not true. And
Uh,
well, he didn't say it, but he quoted someone.
Wow.
So yeah, but you never know, man. But at the end of the day, I don't think it's a signing that we need. I think that
You're being
no,
honest.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like the team has progressed now. We are no longer at that position where we were, you
Yes.
know, and
Yes.
we also have Morris, So I think we need people who are clinical, people who are quality, people who are people who are going to take up the position, not people who are going to fight with others for the position.
Yes.
So I think someone that's signed needs to be that sort of player because we have a lot of players that are not necessarily owning their positions, So I think someone that everyone respects, even the team, I think will add a little bit more competition and take the standard a little bit further up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's what we can hope for. And I mean, we've seen also with when we sign quality, like we signed Miguel, the defense got a little bit better in terms of performance, maybe not stats, but in
Mm-hmm.
terms of performance, the team would perform well defending.
Mm-hmm.
Up front, added Lilebo, another quality,
Mm-hmm.
Serino, all of them. We saw that, okay, attack was happening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Midfield, nothing was happening. Then we added Pele, and then
Yeah.
now you understand? So we need to add people that we know that, okay, this guy is going to cement the position that he's going to play in.
Mm-hmm.
We mustn't be adding people where it's 50-50. Like it's 50-50, he can be successful. It's 50-50, he won't be successful,
Yeah, we
because
don't
that's
need
going to
that.
drop the standard of the team. Yes. When the other one is missing, the other one will say that, the other one is also missing, and then there's no one that we can, respect.
Mm-hmm. I know. Me, I really understand what you're saying, Mesh, and I think we're running out of time, but I really appreciate on everything you were able to answer and also giving your opinions. So I don't know, maybe fans they have something to say about Ivanga and also Salam and also Hotto over there. So this guys, we wanna thank Mesh for his time. We really appreciate it, bro. We really appreciate it. And guys, we are on the road to 100k subscribers. Make sure that you support the channel by just subscribing. Thank you very much.